If you told me a year ago that a mini trampoline workout would become my favorite workout, I would have laughed and walked away. But at 63 and decades of chasing fitness routines and whatnot, this little thing has completely changed the way I feel and even how I age. And honestly, I wish I'd known about it sooner. Hi, I'm Wendy. Welcome to Pausing Time. I've been in the health and wellness space for a while now. For a long while. I guess since I was in my 30s after my kids were born, but not in the way that you think. My career in real estate has kept me on my feet for decades. I've logged thousands of miles. I've lifted weights, done yoga, done Pilates, been a Beachbody coach, been an Insanity certified instructor, done all the things trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Well, a couple of years ago, I tripped over a suitcase in the middle of the night and broke my wrist in 3 places, and it set me back more than you would know because it took a long time to heal. And honestly, I was probably at my peak about then as far as lifting weights, and I actually really loved it. But after doing the rehab and having to sit out for a while and find other things, that's when I found walking. You can see my walking videos. I'll put a link to it up here, but I found walking, but I needed to find something more because walking wasn't helping keep my shape on my rear end. And it was a good cardio workout and I love walking, but I knew that I really needed to add weights back in, but I just wanted something more. And about that time, I had a rebounder company reach out to me and ask me if I would make a video on their rebounder. Well, I didn't even know what a rebounder was. Shame on me. And when they told me, I was like, okay, I'll try it out for 30 days and I will share it with you. And I was a complete skeptic on it. I was like, this is not me. I am into hardcore workouts. I don't want to do rebounding. It's not hard enough, right? Anyway, I tried it out for 30 days and I had some success with it. I really did. I mean, I noticed my butt started getting firmer and it started lifting up without lifting weights. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, wow, this is kind of crazy. And I could get in a lot of steps if I wanted to. And I didn't have to do a crazy balls to the wall workout. And that's kind of what I was craving because honestly, in your 60s, I could still do those workouts, but I would feel broken the next day. like I felt like Woody in Toy Story or something where, like you let him go and he falls over. I felt like that after doing like Insanity. If you don't know what Insanity is, search Shanti and look up Insanity workouts and you will see what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I started rebounding just specifically for this company. And I kept hearing about the benefits of rebounding, the lymphatic drainage, how it helps your pelvic floor. I really wanted that because one of the things I didn't tell you was I was a hardcore Orange Theory girl. And if you don't know what Orange Theory is, it is a guided workout by a coach. It's an hour long and it's basically 20 minutes hardcore on the rower, 20 minutes on the weight floor, and 20 minutes on a treadmill. And I love that. I did, except the pandemic happened and I couldn't do it anymore. So I bought all the equipment and turned one of my bedrooms into a home gym and started doing it at home. Well, I gotta tell you that when you don't have an inspiring coach and orange lights driving you with all your workout buddies driving you, it's hard to do it at home. But I managed to do it for a while until I didn't do it. Anyway, back to the rebounder, the whole pelvic floor thing. When I was running, I was leaking a little bit. And I'm sorry if that's too much for some of you, but when we go through menopause, that's what happens. We've had babies and or maybe you haven't had babies, but anyway, you start loosening up a little bit down there. And I did not want that to happen. And I wanted to do it naturally. So I worked on my Kegel muscles, and the rebounder really, you work on that and you get better and better and until you don't leak anymore. So sorry if that's TMI, but that's what happens as we age. Well, the other thing that I noticed was it was just so easy on my joints. I really like that. And my heart rate would climb right away. I could walk 10,000 steps on the rebounder, jumping if I wanted to. And I have done that multiple times. 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 steps on the rebounder. If I didn't want to go outside or if it was a nasty day, I would just do it on the rebounder. And it's just a different fun workout, and you can change it up and get your cardio and work on your core and do all the things there. So what I like to do is, in the middle of the day, you get kind of a afternoon slump. And if you're in an office, you probably really get it after lunch. But if you can go and jump for 5 minutes on the rebounder, you will get all this energy back. It's the craziest thing. You get joint relief because you're not pounding on a hard pavement like you do when you're running or walking hard. You won't have that pain because the trampoline is so forgiving that it just helps your joints a lot. You will notice that your balance gets better and your core strength gets better from being on a trampoline. And like I said, with the lymphatic drainage, your bloating's going to be less, your skin's going to be clearer, and you're going to experience better digestion. It's crazy, all the benefits of a rebounder. And the bone health, the gentle up and down motion actually increases bone density. So that's another reason to look at the rebounder, because we all know that our bone density goes down as we age. And so we want to, I wore a weighted vest until I hurt my foot. And the funny thing is, even though I've hurt my arch, I can bounce on a trampoline and it doesn't bother it at all. So there's that. So what I like to do is I still like to walk a lot. I walk 5 miles 4 to 5 days a week, and I like to get my rebounding in. So what I like to do is I get on it for, say, 10 minutes before I take my morning walk. And then in the afternoon, I'll get on it for another 10 minutes. And usually right before dinner, I'll get on it for another 10 minutes. So I get 30 minutes in, and I'm sleeping better. I am in a better mood. It's just all the things. And if you watch some of my earlier videos, I was not sold on a rebounder. And now I'm telling all my friends about it. And it's so much fun, and there's just so many benefits to it. So what I'd tell anybody starting out, you don't need an expensive top of the line rebounder to start out. I have put a video out that compares to what I would call beginner rebounders. They're lower priced, right around $100, maybe even less than $100. One of them, the Kenzone, I'll link that video in the description, is under $100. And it's a good starting place. The Becan, I really like the Becan. That's around $130 at the making of this video, but I really like the Becan. Now, there are premium rebounders, and I will go into that at another date too. But honestly, don't spend the money on that until you get sold on it like me, because after 30 days on the rebounder, I was ready to give it away. I mean, I did what I said I was going to do and made the video, and I just didn't think I would ever use it again. But as I progressed in walking and doing my other things, I actually missed the rebounder. And so I brought it back out and started rebounding again. So the other thing is that I get on the rebounder a lot barefooted, and you can do that. But if you are starting out, I would not recommend doing that. I would recommend wearing supportive athletic shoes on it because it's going to help your balance. And bounce low, don't do high bounces or you will be sorry and hurt yourself, because I did some of those high bounces and was very sore the next day. And I just was like so impressed with myself that I could actually still do them after all this time. But I would not recommend doing high bounces. Stay low, and there's a lot of people that you can follow on YouTube. So I would definitely look into that. Also, I've thought about starting to make some videos too. So comment in the comments below if you'd like to see any of those videos. The other thing is, if you would like to know 5 mistakes that you don't want to make with a rebounder, here's my video for that right up here. I am going to link that right now, and I will also put in the description the rebounders that I've used and the links to those so you can get those if you haven't started yet. But let me know where you are with the rebounder and come back, because I'm going to be making a lot more walking and rebounding videos. So you definitely want to check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.